Right, here we are. I think it's. Are we on episode 8 now? Are we? I'm sure.
Yep.
Sure, episode 8.
Yeah, it's 8. Yeah, it's 8.
Yep.
It's
Should
8.
have checked that before I started hitting record. Yeah.
Probably.
I just want to kind of put something out there that I have got a bit of a cold, so I apologise if I've got a bit of a sniffle or a cough or whatever. I'll try and mute myself when that happens.
No
So
worries. And I suppose on that comment of noise, we have hopefully addressed some of the mic issues that we had in the last episode.
yeah, so hopefully we do sound around about the same. I've just had a little look down there, and it looks like we're hitting the same kind of decibels. So
Good, good. Well,
not
we'll leave it at that, and then if there's any other feedback on it, please let us know, and we will adjust to make it more comfortable.
yeah, certainly not that far out now, so that should be all right.
Good, good.
Right, so first of all, I know last week that we said we were going to hit these little targets of playing specific games and whatnot. One of mine was to play the FIFA 22 beta. Now, I've had a very, very busy week, let's just say. I've not had a chance to get on the FIFA. However, I know a couple of games that we did play that we did say we were going to do. Yourself, you managed to get on eFootball, formerly known as PES.
Yes, it's still called PES.
Yeah, I think it's eFootball at the beginning though now, isn't it?
eFootball PES, and then I believe the season additional change every
season
season.
update, yeah. So what we'll do is I'll quickly rattle through this list of kind of what we were going to do, what we're doing, and then we'll go back through and we'll discuss the games, I suppose. So yeah, you were going to play eFootball PES. There was Orcs Must.
Oh, can I just say?
Go on.
Right. Before I make a comment of a game, I will not make them 25 minutes long.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Because
somebody will. We'll lose hits for a start.
well, yeah, no, I think I went off on a tangent last time on a game. I don't particularly know why, and even afterwards, I said to yourself, Craig, that I don't know why I just went on for so long on that game. It's not normally what we do, and not normally the kind of way that we format things in this. So we'll keep it.
You're just
keep
overly excited about a game. That's all it was. You were just overly excited.
I don't know. I think. Do you know why? I think it was because I've prepared for a video for it to do and put on YouTube, which explains that stuff, and I just kind of rattled off into the stuff, but not really thinking that it doesn't really make that much context sense without the imagery that would have been involved in that, and it was a bit information overload, kind of put people off a little bit. It's actually quite a simple game to play, so we'll keep them back to how they should be from now on.
Yeah. So shut up. Right.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
No. Yeah. So yeah, you've been playing eFootball. I know I've played Hades.
Me too.
We both played Orcs Must Die 3, and I think I can't remember what that game was called now. I didn't write it down. Curse of the Dead Gods. I know I think you've had a little bit more of a go on that, have you?
Oh, Curse of the Dead.
Yeah.
What, after my rant? That one?
Yeah, after you've had a rant. I know you've been on it again. Have you not? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good comparison. I know we were gonna compare that versus Hades.
Yeah.
It's quite a good comparison, in my opinion.
Yeah. Once we've obviously had a little quick discussion about those and where we're at, and hopefully if we can keep Mike at bay, then we can keep this under an hour.
Once, only once. Right, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Right,
I've got two new games that have hit Game Pass just recently, today or yesterday, possibly. That we'll have a quick chat about, and then obviously we'll see what else is going on in the world. So yeah, first of all, I think if we start with one of the games that both of us played together after we bought it, we went straight on from recording last week, and we jumped on to a game called Orcs Must Die 3.
Yep.
My knowledge of, obviously, well, it's kind of a tower defense based game. Mike, if you want to kind of briefly tell us. Sorry, it's going to be an ongoing joke, this, isn't it?
It's a trap tower defense based game. Waves of enemies, you got to try and stop them getting to your portal, and you control a character, and you can play it co-op. Um, you get points for killing things, and you can upgrade your character, which you can obviously move on and use that in the next levels. And yeah, you just build different traps to try to kind of make the best defense possible.
Yeah. So
It's
there's
got a pretty good story, like campaign, kind of going on to it, which I quite liked.
yeah there was because that there's the I feel like there's almost two. It feels like there's
Yeah,
two kind of campaigns. So it feels like you're kind of
yeah.
playing this tower defense game, and then although it is a tower defense game, still it goes off onto some weird story that I haven't found quite realised the tie between them. I thought, is it that you're playing this character and then you go, and then someone starts telling you
I
another
think
story, so then you start playing out that story?
I think that you're playing um new gods, like new heroes,
Yeah, and then he's just telling you
and
about the
and
history,
yeah, as
or
it yeah.
yeah,
Which one of the comments you did make is the cutscenes were almost not film like, but they were like up there with probably a very good
oh
like
yeah,
animation video.
I said I
They
think
were really good. They were really good.
yeah,
Um,
if you're someone who's into if you're someone that probably does this thing for a living, like a Pixar esque, type of job,
yeah,
and you went and watched that, you'd probably be sitting there going, "You bastards!" Because these people are not just making this video, this cartoony animated video. They're also making a game, which
yeah,
is kind of like next level up.
yeah. It is, and it adds quite a good storyline to the game in general, rather than just making this bog standard like one level after another. They've actually got like a tie-in, and you get to play some extra characters on top of that and stuff. So kind of found that side of it quite interesting. Um, I can't say I've played the ones before it.
Right.
Um, I was watching a few people play a couple of different games. That was one of them. Thought it was quite interesting. There's talks on a forum basically of just trying to beat like a certain high score.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so I thought
because there
we,
was there was daily challenges, wasn't there, in there as well? Which I think
yeah,
I've had a little read of some. I think we had a little nosy at some last week, and some of those look pretty cool.
yeah,
Um, so I think we do have to get back on there and have a little go on that. Um, oh, I think we've just lost Mike a second there. So that is Orcs Must Die. That's not something that's currently on Game Pass. Obviously, that was a nice little purchase that we got.
yeah. It was a good fun game though.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll definitely get back to that. We'll put a little recording out there. Um, Again, quite addictive. The other one, obviously,
Yep.
you've been playing then is your eFootball. Do you want to give us your thoughts on that? Because obviously we've always been like a FIFA one, haven't we? So do you want to kind of let
Yeah,
us
I
know your
think
thoughts on that?
yeah. In all honesty, um, they've made it free to play now, so everyone can play it. You don't have to pay for it, which is great. Um, so really, the conversation is FIFA versus PES.
Yeah,
Has always been
I
a thing
think
for a long time.
because we went from the PES to FIFA, didn't we? And then we've never gone
Yeah.
back because it's just never been the same, never been in the same competition, same league.
Well, this is the funny thing, right? At one point, it was.
Yeah,
It felt like it was, right? Now I've played it. I give it a go. I thought I'll go back. I'll see what it's about. See what people are saying about it and everything else. And it's unbelievably good,
right.
in my honest opinion of it. I didn't expect it to be. I thought it would be a bit janky and you don't spend the same money on it or whatever like that. But apart from the fact that it doesn't have the full licensing, so it doesn't have the full titles of the team names are like incorrect, and some of the player names are incorrect. Although like they've snuck around it quite well because they've just used like someone's. They'll give like uh Ronaldo or whatever will just be like P. Ronaldo, which
Right.
is not his name, but it's got Ronaldo in it, so you know who it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, all the characters are like the right stats, the right level. So it's not like you're not playing Man United when you're playing as Man United. They're just called something else,
I, I think
man something.
as far as I'm aware, you can still go online and you can find out. And I think the PC version of it,
The
you can
PC
download.
version,
You can
there's a
download a
full
file.
modded version of it. You download a file and it'll sort them all out for you and it'll fix
Yeah.
everything.
Otherwise, you have to
If
go in and edit one by one.
there is a complete edit mode even on the console version where you can then go through and obviously edit all the players, which is pretty insane. But you can take the time and do it. If that's the thing that bothers you, and this is the bit that is a debate, I guess, right? Because for me, it's a football game, and it's about playing the football game that I care about more than whether I'm playing a title of someone. Yeah. If I'm playing a team that plays like Man United or Arsenal or Man City or whatever, if I'm playing the right characters that play the right way, I'm not bothered if they're called Jessica. Do you know what I mean? Like they still they still do the same thing as they should do.
I'd be subbing them if they're called Jessica.
Right, fair enough. But
Which one?
you get what I'm coming from.
Yeah.
It's a perception thing more than anything else. Now, I understand getting G'd up for your team, but I mean, I found the team that I would like, our home team. I found them. They're fine. Like it is what it is, but I can get it. It's the same branding situation, isn't it? They don't have the titles. They're not as good. However, gameplay really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has very similar things in it than FIFA, so it has all the skill challenges to do that I went through all of those. They're actually pretty fun to do. And then in general, just like the game modes, they're all there. The same stuff. There's a one that's very similar to Be a Pro,
Right.
where you play one character and go through it. There's another mode which I think is very similar. It's like build your own team, which I think is from what I can tell, is very similar to the pack mode in FIFA.
All right. Yeah. Ultimate Team.
Ultimate Team, that's it. On the flip side of that, there's a career mode, and the career mode is where you're like a player manager.
Right. Yeah.
It's actually basically Football Manager, but you also get to play on the pitch.
Yeah.
But you still have to do all the stuff. You still have to do all like negotiations and speak back to the.
Obviously, it won't be as in depth as obviously the Football Manager
not-
game that you get, but
It's not as in. No, I can't imagine it being as in depth, but it was pretty in depth.
yeah.
You had to like decide what training all your team got and all the players got individually, and even your youth team what they got.
Right.
Everything else. Like I turned it on and I was like, oh, I haven't got time. Like I'll check this out at another point because it was way more in depth than I was expecting it to be. So that was quite interesting that game was there. But yeah, for me, just in general, the playing of it. If I had to sum them up, PES is a football simulation game,
Right.
and FIFA's more arcade.
Yeah, well, if you remember back in the days when we used to play like your FIFA, I'm talking like 95, 97, something like that, there was always, like I used to go around my mate's house and I was always a PES person, but then when you go around and you play FIFA with them, they go on and they go in the settings, and I remember they used to rank the speed up like ridiculous, and I'd be like, I can't play this is just stupid.
Yeah.
It used to take 2 seconds to get from one end of the pitch to the other.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like knock FIFA for some of the stuff it does because
Yeah.
I think it does some stuff okay. But then I'm not surprised they get some of the stuff done so well because they have way more money than what PES has. So fair enough, right? But for what they have in PES and what they can offer it, I think if they actually had the licenses, more people would play that game than possibly FIFA.
Yeah.
FIFA's been played because it's mainstream. That it's like, it's just the known game to go to. But you're not selling yourself short by playing PES. And in my opinion, actually, after playing a couple of games, and the training, I went through all the training skill things to kind of see how the controls worked and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I felt it way more better.
I think you can tweak it, can you? Anyway, so it's similar to your FIFA and stuff. So.
But I just mean like stuff was a bit more simple.
I think the way we used to play, because we came from Pro Evo, I think we've always changed the FIFA settings to Pro Evo settings where
Oh,
X is
yeah, I
shoot.
made that mistake. Yeah, I made that mistake when
So
I
when
turned
you,
Pro Evo on. I actually, yeah, you on FIFA you always change it to alternative,
yeah,
so the shoot and cross buttons are the other way around because we're
yeah,
used to X being shoot and B being cross, and yeah, I did the same thing on PES and then realized, oh, that's actually the wrong way around now. I need to put it back.
yeah,
Um, but no, it was just it's very simple controlled on the pad. Um, I felt good. Scoring goals felt actually quite good. You felt like you were intending on shooting there and it went there
right,
rather than it being like hold the finesse button down and take a shot and then it'll go in the top corner if you're at the right angle at right point and whatever. No, if you're at more of an angle and you take a shot, you just curl it more with your stick. I felt like I was in way more control over what my character was doing, and and like how you could control it and stuff, which makes me feel more like a kind of football simulation game. I've got to
right,
admit though, I would say you've got to play a couple of games, and I would say the training sessions in it, which they've not made the simplest way of figuring out how you get there, because when you click on um like play a game, if you just press, it'll just instantly go into like making a game. You have to like click on it and then you have to press the your analog stick and then you'll go through like a menu. But it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
say that.
yeah.
But that's where I found training. Yeah, and I went through all the training trying to like go them all just because it was actually quite fun and quite enjoyable.
Well,
Um,
I've got that downloaded, so I'm assuming after here we're gonna have a little
yeah, I think so.
bash on
Yeah,
that.
we used to play a game, didn't we, for
Yeah.
a
So I
couple of
think
games of football every night. So
yeah, we'll have a go on that. So that's on Game Pass as well. Um, I'm not sure. I know it's on console. I'm not sure if it's on PC, cloud, that type of thing.
I
Something
thought it
worth
went
checking
free
out.
to play everywhere.
I think it has. I think it's just the whole game's free to play, so it's worth checking that one out. While Mike's, I'm assuming he's checking that out. So while he's checking that out, I just want to say, obviously, I've been playing Hades. Again, I said I haven't played Curse of the Dead Gods, which seems to be kind of very similar genre of game, which is this your roguelike game. Now, Hades, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm still kind of scratching the surface of the game. Um,
Hmm.
Basically, I think it's pretty much the same as what you've done, how the Curse of the Dead Gods works, isn't it? So you
Yeah.
plow through your levels, get your different credits, level up your weapons, level up your guy. Then there's certain boosts or I can't think what you call it, things that will give you a temporary boost during that little playthrough, and then as soon as you die, you'll lose that. But then there's certain aspects where you can level up once you come out, certain credits that you keep hold of, and so on and so forth. As I say, I don't want to go too much into the game because it seems like a very good game. I've only scratched the surface of it. I've probably played about an hour, and I still don't feel like that's enough to kind of warrant a verdict on it yet.
Fair enough.
But from what I've played of it, I'm enjoying it. Um, could see me wanting to snap the controller in half every time I get one of the bosses and I get killed, but
Yeah, I think you've definitely got to take these games as
you're gonna die.
dying.
You're gonna die.
You are going to die, and if you're trying not to die all the time, then there's a you are going to die eventually. So you're kind of it's inevitable. Um, you can't get from the beginning to the end in the first ever run through that you go through it. You're not
Yeah,
powerful enough. So take it with a pinch of salt that that's going to happen, and then you're going to get some lovely upgrades that'll make it even better the next time you go through.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Um,
um,
go on.
yeah, I played it. I thought it was good. I liked it.
Right, good.
Um, yeah, I there's slightly less mechanics in it than uh, Curse of the Gods.
So that means we're only getting a 20-minute walk through of the game,
Like
not not
15,
not
probably,
25.
mate. 15 will do it. Yeah. Um, but in all honesty, on paper, pretty similar concept actually.
Right.
Because you see on Hades when you get different door choices.
Yes, yeah, but
and
you
they
can
have a
see on
symbol.
you can see on the doors, can you, what you're going to go
It's like a
into?
symbol. Well, you have to know what the symbol is, but you take a guess, I guess.
Yeah,
Um, and then when you go into that room, you get the whatever that thing is.
yeah,
Yeah. So if you complete the level, you get that thing. Um, yeah. Curse of the Gods is actually very similar. Apart from it giving you the option in the room, when you go for there's just one door, but when you go for the room, you get to pick which room you want to go to from that point.
yeah,
But other than that, it's pretty similar actually. It's buffs. You get buffed up. Um, and like you said, I think you get some power ups, don't you, and weapons that you can unlock and
yeah. So I'll
change
tell you,
systems like that.
just while
So
obviously we're chatting, I did go on Discord, in the ambassador Discord channel for Xbox. Now, I did put out there and ask people for their opinion on different weapons. Because
okay,
obviously I've tried the sword, which you start with, and then I tried the bow. Now the bow I found all right. It was good to get me further into the game, but then I soon realised that when you've got the enemies that lunge at you, um, you then become close quarter, and you've got to hold the button for
yeah, yeah.
not very long, but you've got to hold it. It's not like you can just tap it. So there was times when
What?
I was just tapping it or not holding it long enough,
Yeah,
and what
yeah,
was
yeah.
happening, I
And
was
it
doing
doesn't
nothing.
fire.
Whereas I
What I
bought,
found really bizarre though, mate, right, is that bow mechanic,
yeah,
and even to the point of if you hold it the right amount of time and let go, you get a perfect shot.
yeah,
Is exactly the same in Curse of the Gods.
right,
It's like identical.
right.
Even with the line that appears and it like gets smaller, like it gets smaller to tell you that you're a way to get perfect.
But then I'm sure Hades was out first as well.
Yeah, well, they might.
It's been out. It's
On the
been out some
console,
time.
on
It's
the
been out on
PC, it's been
PC.
out
Yeah,
for some time. The mechanic is identical. The only thing I would say is that Curse of the Gods, you get more than one weapon,
yeah. So
which you
then
don't on Hades. You get one.
on Hades, well, you can choose. You buy more and you can choose more, but you can only
You can
hold
only
one at a
take
time.
one with you though.
Yeah. So I just want to put out
Okay.
there though that although I never got given very much information, that I was just told to just try the different weapons and see what I thought.
hmm
I do find that the shield, if you buy that, that works a lot better. So you can throw the shield with Y, so that acts
It's a
as
bit
like
like
you.
Captain America.
Yeah, so it acts as like your bow, but what it does is it hits one person, but then it'll
Okay.
ricochet around and hit all the others. It like homes in on them and then comes
Okay.
back.
Cool.
So you can keep bashing it, so it'll just go like keep going round and round and round and knock them all
Yeah.
out. So you can keep your distance. But then when you get close quarters, you can press X and he just like kind of slices them with the shield.
Yeah. I suppose they've all tried to do. Your special seems to be a AOE
Yeah, I haven't used the
move
special
of
much
some sort.
on the shield. To be honest with you, though, I found that that
The
is the
Y
best
button's the
weapon.
special.
It's well B. B does like B does like some sort of weird crystal throw thing or something. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's the same on any character.
Yeah.
On any weapon, that's a cast move.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah,
Why is your special move?
but
And
Y
then
and X though, honestly, on that
yeah, Y and
shield
X. Yeah,
is brilliant. Whereas I've found that the sword's close quarters no matter what, and the bow is long range no matter what.
yeah. I mean, the Y move is it's like a spray of arrows, isn't it?
Right. But
Yeah,
then,
on
like I
the
say,
bow.
whereas with that shield though, you get multiple. You've got two options
Yeah, I
there.
get what you mean. That's quite good having both. Yeah,
So just if anyone's going to play that, then obviously it's worth saving up your keys that you acquire. Save up enough and get the shield because I think that is a good way to go. Definitely
fair
help
enough.
with
Fair enough.
battling through some of the early stages. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Um,
I would like to say that like if you've got nothing else to say on them, I would
no,
like
no.
to say that if you play one of them and like them,
Yeah,
my suggestion would be that you play the other one too.
yeah,
I feel like the storyline of Hades seems like it could be quite a good storyline
yeah.
of trying to get out and everything, and I like that kind of mechanic that they were talking about in there. Um,
Yes, he's trying to
the
get out the
curses,
depth of hell. Is it his uncle or his?
yeah, it's like uncle or dad or whatever. It's
Yeah, I
like
can't.
you'll
Yeah.
never get out, which means he's just going to keep trying because
So
that's what everyone would do if their dad told them not to do something.
yeah,
Um, I'd probably say the Curse of the Gods got more mechanics in it. Hence the 25-minute conversation last time.
yeah.
But yeah, I would play both for sure. They're really good.
Yeah. So that's that's mainly all I've been playing. Like I say, I've had a bit of a busy week with stuff. So just before, obviously, what I'll do is I'll pass over to you, Mike, in a minute, and just obviously I just wanted to
Just
touch on a
wanted to
few of those. I
say
just want to
something
kind of
on
see.
PES before you move on.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Go on, go for it.
All right, okay, cool.
Did
So
you
I just
actually
had
find?
I just had a quick look, right? So Pro Evolution, so there's a light version of the game.
All right, okay.
There's a thing called PES 2021. Oh, it's by eFootball now, and it's a light. It's called Light. So that's available for free on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC from Steam.
Yeah.
And there's like in-game purchases on that, right?
Right. Okay.
So that's completely free, but that gets you um, a couple of modes, so you can play match day and competitive player versus player mode, and then participate in events and stuff. So that's like free, which is actually most of the game, to be fair.
Right.
Yeah. And also the edit mode is included in the mod, which means you can customize all the team names and everything else. You can still do that even on the free version of it.
Right. Fair enough.
Anyone on Xbox Game Pass, it's the full version of the game is actually on there. Anyway, so you can get the full version of the game and not pay anything.
Yep. There's another tick.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. Yeah.
Yep. Right. So
But it is free for everyone. Okay.
Yeah, before I move on to obviously, I want to just quickly chat about a couple of games that have just come out. I just want to see, is there anything else obviously you've been playing, or anything else you want to kind of chat about while your brain's going?
The only thing I wanted to make a mention to was, and now I haven't played it, but it kind of caught me off guard a little bit that it came out. So, the Marvel Avengers game?
There's the one we've got, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Marvel Avengers, recent game that came out on pretty much all platforms. Was pretty good, but they said you'd have like lots of heroes and lots of other stuff to come with it, and they've never really delivered. They added a couple of people to it. I think it was like Kate Bishop they added, and they added Hawkeye, and then they've never really like give us any more in that game, which is what they promised initially. But now they've just released the War for Wakanda.
Oh, I did see this actually.
Right. Which is obviously why have I just Black Panther? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a full blown story campaign
All
where
right.
you play Black Panther in Wakanda and a big war that happens on Wakanda. And the best part about it is it's completely free.
Nice.
Completely free download.
I didn't
And
realise I'll have to get on there and download it.
And you can play it from level 1. So it's not like you have to grind loads of levels to get to a certain point before you unlock them. You can basically buy the game today and play the War Wonder free.
That's
free to play
cool.
and it's really good.
I do want to say though about that game, because Marvel Avengers it did get a bit of a bad rap. Now I don't know why. I mean I've been playing it on the Xbox One, and
I think
it looked brilliant. It people were whinging about glitches or problems with the game. Maybe that was on a different version of the console, but I didn't experience any problems. The game looked amazing. Gameplay wise, I was enjoying the storyline of this.
I think the problem is once you have done the storyline.
Yeah, well, I never got that finished.
Yeah, so
Purely because
if you complete the storyline, which I don't think is very long,
yeah,
then and you want to play like another character, then you go through the same storyline, or you do like the free to fight, like the free play missions or whatever.
right.
I think for a lot of people it was getting pretty repetitive.
Yeah.
In that sense. So unless you're gonna bring out like other content, you're gonna piss people off enough.
Right. Well, the only reason I stopped playing at the time as well was purely because I knew I was getting the new console, and it's one of them where it looked amazing on the console I had, and I wanted to I was kind of like, oh, I'm getting this new console soon. I'll play it on there. But the problem is that I've had that, and then there's been so many games come out that I've just never gone back to it yet. Which I know I will.
Yep.
Also, just while it's just sprung to mind there, some of the feedback we've had as well as being fairly positive as well. Just saying how some of the games that we have been chatting about on here, people have gone out and actually downloaded those games and thanked us and said, like the game, it's something that they probably never would have played, but they've had a little go on it just purely from listening to us, and they've enjoyed it.
That's good.
One of the games in particular, which I'm pretty proud of, that I've roped somebody in, is that Katamari Damacy. It is a, let's just say it's a poorly executed game. Not much of the story's garbage, but the gameplay is so addictive. It's like, come on,
It's like they had an
Tetris or
idea, but
Columns or something like that. It is the most stupidest kind of. It's not exactly amazing, is it? You wouldn't go, I need to play Tetris, I need to play Columns. The moment you put that game on, though, you can't stop. Unless you're crap at
yeah,
it.
it's like they had a game concept, tried it, and thought this is really addictive, and then didn't really know how to jazz it up properly.
Yeah. It's like
But
we
if
sit
the
and.
gameplay's good, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was like I've sat and put. Or my daughter likes playing Goat Simulator. Now, we've put that on before as well, and my wife sits there and she says to me, "What the hell are you playing?" And I say, and how I explain it to her is, it was never ever meant to be a game. It was always just a sandbox area to test out different aspects, different things that happen within the game, ragdoll situations and explosions, etc. And then what happened is it kind of took off from there in this little sandbox, and they released it. And then since then, people have bought it, had a go on it. Possibly, I'm not too sure, but I'm possibly assuming there's going to be mods and stuff on the PC. But then
Yeah,
they've adapted those mods and everything else, and then put different game modes and stuff in it now, so you can play all them. Like there's an RPG version of Goat Simulator. There's like a GTA style of Goat Simulator. It's just pure craziness, but it's genius because once you get on it, it's addictive.
yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay.
But yeah,
Your words out there, man. People are playing it because of you.
well, I wouldn't exactly say they're going to make millions just from me chatting bollocks about a game, and we've had a couple, like two people
One day, mate.
download it.
One day, mate. One day you might have that sort of power, but I still will hold ground that we'll be talking about games that we actually genuinely like.
Aye. Is there anything else obviously you've been playing or want to add in there, or before I mention these couple of
Um,
games?
no,
You ha-
I don't think so. I did want to bring up the fact of Prime gaming from anyone who's got a Prime account, Amazon Prime account, but
yes.
you can do that now or later. It's up to you.
You can drop that in now if you want.
Yeah, it's to be honest, it was just because it's something that I never really paid attention to much. Basically, if you own an Amazon Prime account, you get Prime Gaming included. Um, it kind of gives you two benefits, and one is Prime Gaming, which you can join by going to gaming.amazon.com. Um, it gives you lots of like freebies,
Yeah.
is the best way I can explain it. So there's like loads of offers and things that you can claim, and it might be skins or discounts on things for games throughout PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all that kind of good stuff. Um, and they're all like kind of free, nice freebies that you get for doing it. I'll give you a kind of quick and easy one. Brawlhalla, remember playing that?
Yes.
Kind of like Smash Brothers, but free. They've got a current Dark Heart bundle running on that game at the moment, and you can get it for free if you're part of Prime. It's cool. It gives you a code. You punch the code in, and you'll get the product, which is really good.
Yeah.
Um,
I know some of them.
the,
Some of them are punch codes. Some of them you just log in. So if it's for something to do
yeah,
with Epic, you just log into your Epic account. I know. See, I have gone on there because I think I've had things for Sea of Thieves over time, so different skins for your ships, etc. Dauntless, Dauntless, different
yeah.
skins again, different weapons. Smite's been another one. There's been
The other bit in there though that I didn't notice before is that it actually defaults to in-game loot, which is
yes,
all these things we're talking about. But there is actually a games with Prime,
yes,
and there is a couple of games that you can get for free.
yeah. I've seen
I
that. Yeah.
download them. There's a couple on there just now, like Battlefield 5 is free. Um, Lost Horizon. There's a couple of games in here I've never heard of them, like Lost Horizon 2 and Planet Alpha, but you can't really complain about games that are free though, can you? So
Oh no, so just while you've mentioned that there, I know that Epic Games, obviously they have their own um, on their website, don't they?
yeah,
Where if you go on there, they do free games. I don't know what the turnaround is for when they change their games over. Um, but at the minute you've got like they're all like PC games. I think at the minute they've got Chivalry 2. Sorry, that Chivalry 2 is a free update. Sorry, that's not the free game. I'm telling lies. Ignore me. But they do give away free games every so often. I was trying to find out what they were, but I can't see them. It's not as easy to find them on this website. But if you just go to the Epic Games Store, you can click free on there, and then every now and then they've got different free ones that are limited time. So check that out. That's always worth having a little nosy at.
yeah, and like kind of two things on it. They also link obviously to Twitch Prime,
Yeah,
which is if you watch stuff on Twitch and you signed in, then you get like you can subscribe to a channel for free every month or whatever, and you get some of the freebies and stuff like that. Um, I just want to make something clear as well. The only reason why I'm bringing it up is because I have a Prime account for the reasons of owning an Amazon Prime account,
hmm
and these are just added benefits that you get for doing it. I'm not necessarily, promoting it as like any reason for buying Amazon products or anything like that.
no, no,
Um,
no.
I just think that it's there, and if it's useful to you and you can use it,
Yeah,
then
because
great.
it's not very publicised. I don't think if you have an Amazon Prime account, because
No,
I think a lot of people that have an Amazon Prime account might be your granddad, your granny, or
yeah,
grandma
yeah,
or whatever. They're not interested in that
yeah,
type of thing. So it's not very well
yeah,
publicised. But I think if you do go on Twitch, those of you that would know that Amazon actually own Twitch.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
The Twitch Prime stuff is
it
pretty good.
yeah,
It's
it's
the
pretty well
benefits you get.
publicised on there, but it just depends how much you actually use Twitch, I think. Um, yeah. So moving on, there's two new games come on to Game Pass very recently. I think, as I say, today, I think, or yesterday. The first one being Quake. Now, I think anyone who's played Quake, first person shooter, old school. Basically, that's been revamped, so it's got your 4K visuals. It's still got your online and local co-op, competitive, up to 8 players. The one thing that one of the reasons why I brought this up, I mean, I'm not a big massive Quake fan, but what they've done is one of the things that they're starting to do now is where, do you know all the mods that all the fans, so like all fan made mods that people have done for games and stuff?
Yeah,
There's been there was a lot created for Quake back in the day. Now
yeah.
what they've done is they've decided now we're going to bring all these fan favourites in, and they've brought these into the game as a
Oh,
free
that's clever.
update, so you can just download them as and when you want and play these different mods. So that would be pretty
Ah,
cool,
cool.
which might make it
Quake.
even more worth giving it a go and seeing what people have created. And
I'd be interested in it because I actually feel like Quake is a first like as a shooting 'em up game, battle game.
yeah,
Um, the kind of energy that was in that game, I've never really found captured in another game.
right,
It was very fast paced, jump around, go men. It was a very mental oriented game to
Oh yeah,
play as far as first person shoot. You know what I mean? It was less. It wasn't that it wasn't calculated, but it was very rocket launches and big weapons and all that kind of good
well
stuff.
I was
Did the
I was
damage.
more an Unreal Tournament type person, so
Me too. Me too. It was similar though. It had the same vibe
it
as
was just
Unreal Tournament,
very
but
Quake always felt a bit more old school for me, so it was very grainy, whereas
it
Unreal
was yeah. It's
Tournament
old
was like
school.
the
Yeah, yeah.
polished version, wasn't it?
I wish I wish Unreal Tournament still existed. It's good.
Yeah,
But like a newer version of it. No, I know the game still exists, but a newer
yeah.
one. They
So
make
yeah,
too much money from their engine, so they don't need to.
so that's free anyway on Game Pass.
Cool.
The other one that's just come onto Game Pass now is a game called 12 Minutes. Now this one caught my eye. If I remember, it was back at I think it was on E3. Um, so I'm going to read a little piece that I'd found. I'm not going to take any credit for this, so this is all credit of this goes to Xbox Wire France.
Uh-huh.
They sat down with the creator called Luis Antonio. Basically, he describes the game as an interactive thriller caught in a loop, a bit like Groundhog Day or Edge of Tomorrow, if you've seen either one of those
Okay.
films.
Yeah.
Right, so what I'll do is I'll read. It's not very long, so I'll read a little bit of this, kind of give you the overview of the game. So he said here that the premise is that you come home from work and you're having an evening with your wife. A cop shows up at the door and accuses your wife of murdering her father years ago. You try to intervene only to get knocked out and suddenly waking up back at the start of the evening. From there, you must use your knowledge of what you know is going to happen to try and change the outcome and break the loop. So basically, that's a
Okay.
very quick overview of kind of what the game.
I think I actually remember seeing it and thinking it was quite interesting.
Yeah, so from what I can see, it's a top-down view puzzler, um, which gives you the chance to experiment, fail, and basically try again. Basically, similar to how when we played Minute.
I was gonna say, is it just a 12-minute version of Minute?
It's basically it's like Minute, but it's a top-down view, and the graphics are sorry, the
Top notch.
graphics are 10 times better than
Yeah.
Minute.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, you get like
Plus probably a better not so much go and explore, more
yeah,
of a this is what happens. You know what's a way to happen.
yeah.
Because in Minute you never did that. You didn't
It's
know what was a
yeah,
way to
but I
happen.
think what it is what you're doing is you're working out that bit in between, so you can kind of stop yourself from getting knocked out, and
I
then
like that.
you
I like
so
that.
it's a
That's
bit of a
cool.
puzzle. But I think there's also
Yeah.
options to speak. So things like Day the Tentacle, Sam and Max, stuff like that, where you've got like Monkey Island, if you know any of them, where you've
Yeah.
got a bit of a point and click. You choose your conversations depending on how you do that. Depends on how it plays out. There might be multiple endings. I don't actually know. Um,
Interesting one. Sounds
but
cool.
it does look very intriguing. So that's going to be another one that I want to try and get my hands on. Um, don't know how long the game is. It I mean, I
It's
can.
not 12 minutes then.
Well, I wouldn't have thought it would have been.
Do you have like a specific length of time?
I don't know. I know what you're getting at. I think you're trying to get at like, is it a bit like a minute where you had a minute?
Yeah.
I think the whole idea is. Sorry, I was just quickly
Or is it
trying to
like
look.
what happens within the first 12 minutes of you getting home or something? I was just curious of why they called it 12 minutes.
Yeah, maybe it's when by the time you finish the game, the whole storyline would probably maybe play out from what you've done, and maybe the whole storyline is a 12-minute long storyline,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it might take you
12 hours to get there.
yeah.
Fair enough.
I was just trying to.
Just go complete it before next week and tell us how long it takes.
Well, I was trying to actually see because I know trueachievements.com, if you ever go on there, usually gives you the full breakdown of how long a game generally tends to take, but I can't
It's
actually
also Craig's way of figuring out how many achievement points you can get easily.
I can't actually see it. There's only 12 achievements, might I add.
Oh, there you go. One for each minute.
Okay, now. Not by the looks of it, no. I'm not clicking on any of them because they tend to kind of give a hint away of what you've got to do, doesn't it, in the game for puzzlers.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Pull this lever on the second floor or whatever, and you're like, oh, cheers, thanks.
yeah, so I'm not about to click on that one.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna see if I can see it on there. But no, it does look like a uh, very good game that I'm very interested. No, it doesn't say it on there. So no, I don't know how long it takes. I'll give it a go. See if I can rattle that off. I do have a busy weekend coming up, so it's not going to happen anytime soon. So hopefully I can get it done before the next recording next week.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
Yep. So that was Quake, and then Quake previous to that, and that game we were chatting about there is 12 minutes. I know there is a couple of other new ones that have come out, and I know Psychonauts 2 it's on its way out soon.
Okay.
That's coming to Game Pass now. I've only just started playing Psychonauts 1. I don't think I've ever played it, so I've been playing that on xCloud.
Yeah.
Via my mobile phone when I'm in bed.
Okay.
Just trying to give it a go, see what it's about, get to know the story. Because I think what happens is in the first one, the evil character that's in that one helps you in this new one. So
Right. Okay.
I kind of want to get the background of him because I think obviously it's going to definitely have a flow through into this new game.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's all I have down anyway to chat about today. I don't know if you've got anything else you want to add. I don't know if you've been on your VR. Have you looked at any more of that or?
I haven't actually. I haven't had chance.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's been a busy week this week. My Nintendo's been Switch has been getting neglected. I've got two broken knees from Tough Mudder.
I found a new love for Super Smash Brothers because John, my son, has been playing that, which is cool. So I've been playing that with him a bit more, which is kind of nice. And he's also just started playing Minecraft now, which is a step up in the right direction because now you have to use 2 sticks.
Yeah. Well, I've got something about Minecraft actually because on the Switch I've been paying for it's only fairly cheap, so I've been paying for a realm.
Okay.
So a realm, I don't know if you know what a realm is. I'll explain it anyway. So a realm is, hang on, so we'll start again. So if you play a multiplayer game on Minecraft and I was to host it, you would be playing in my hosted world. Now a realm is an online version where you can go on and I can go on at any point in time and you can create something.
So it's like a host. It's like it's a web-based hosted version of it.
But the brilliant thing about Minecraft is if you've got it on your mobile phone, your tablet, your PC, your Xbox, your Nintendo Switch, no matter where you've got that game, you can link your Microsoft account to it. Yep.
Okay.
And you can play it cross-platform.
All right, cool.
I can play my Realm on my mobile phone whilst at work. I can play it in bed on my Switch. I can come down and I can go back in my Realm on my Xbox and keep on playing it and keep on adding to it.
That's neat.
So that is
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, so me and my daughter's very good at the game, so we've just been adding and doing stuff to that, and she keeps saying, "Oh, put it on easy mode, so I can just build loads of stuff." And I'm like, no, come on, we're gonna do this properly. And she's I don't even know why she wants it on easy mode because she's an absolute whiz kid at the game.
I think actually it's a good point though that you can do that because I created a new game. I put it on creative mode. I put it on peaceful or whatever, so there's none of the enemies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just meant that it didn't matter what John was doing on the game. He could just click buttons and see what happens, basically.
Yeah.
And very quickly, only over a couple of times of playing it, he's now starting to get familiar with how 2 sticks work.
Yeah.
Because I suppose Minecraft's very good at forcing you to be good with the right stick, the kind of head stick. Because you have to place blocks in certain positions where other games don't really require you to do that. But it does it in a quite neat, safe, and easy environment, which is pretty good. So quite. I can understand why a lot of people and a lot of younger kids play Minecraft. Like, it makes a lot of sense, to be fair. But yeah, one day I'm sure he'll be 10 times better than me. Although
Oh
my
yeah,
my
she is.
redstone ability is pretty top notch.
The way honestly, I've seen that she clicks through the buttons and does stuff right. Like if I sit there, I go right, okay, right. I'm sitting there thinking, right, I need an axe, I need a hoe, I need a spade, I need a hammer, and then I'm thinking, right, okay, now where do I go? Where do I get the blueprints to make that? And while I've thought that, she's built a bloody box next to me, and she's stuffed it full of probably 5 of each of those items. And I've actually had to turn around now and tell her and go, listen, as much as I appreciate what you're doing, I have no idea how to do it. So when you're not on, I'm knackered. I need to figure this stuff out.
I suppose
So
that's what happens when you play one game loads. So I
yeah,
mean,
so
we
she,
game hop way too much, Craig. That's what's being said to you right there.
yeah. But honestly, she's brilliant at it. She really is.
It's cool. It's very good creatively though. Like because there's no rules.
Yeah,
You can dig, you can do whatever, build, you can do whatever you want to do, right? And effectively, from creative mode standpoint, you can do it from whenever you want to as well. You don't have to get so far into the game to do it. And I know a lot of people um, play it for that reason. I know a lot of people that have children that have, um, you know, uh, that have different like I don't know how to word that, but they, have difficulty with certain things in life, and they find that that sort of concept of a game is actually really good because it lets them explore, it lets them let their mind go and kind of breathe creativity
yeah.
as
So
much as you want.
I know a child who's he suffers with autism. He's
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
bad, and I know that I think gaming is something that he enjoys to do, and it seems to be Minecraft's one of them um, areas that lets
yeah.
him
And
just
I've
express
no,
himself, and it,
I've seen that. Yeah, exactly. I've seen that. It's like a safe place to express
yeah,
yourself, and generally speaking, people with autism and stuff like that need that ability to do that sort of thing, and Minecraft's actually a fantastic game to be able to do that in,
yeah,
which is great that you can do it with a game that's not particularly expensive and can be played on any platform.
yeah. The only problem is just make sure the Wi-Fi doesn't go down, or there's plenty of battery power. That's all I will say.
I'm sure it periodically saves, does it?
When you're on the realms, it's just constantly saving. It
Right, okay.
doesn't stop. It doesn't end. It's just there all the time.
Well, unfortunately, right, a console going off or a game crashing or losing internet connection and you losing some of your game that you've just spent hours playing on, is something that is a true test of life because that happens to everyone.
Yeah, I've started a couple of games all over from the beginning.
Yeah, it's not even just games, mate. Have you ever done some work or something
Yeah,
and your computer's crashed and you
I've
lost
lost
it?
a day's worth of work before.
Yep, 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 yep. I recently heard about someone who was a graphics designer on After Effects and everything, and his hard drive blew up and it took his backup hard drive with
He wasn't playing that game we were chatting about last week, was he?
it. No, no,
Amazon game by Amazon Games.
no, no. Oh, from that. Oh, do you want to like
I'm gonna
this
say we were
completely?
chatting about the hard drive situation, weren't we, last week about this? The graphics card, sorry.
Yeah, it does. It does seem like it's specifically on the 3090s, that kind of issue, and it was basically New World was kind of causing a bit of a problem. Um, the the manufacturers of those graphics cards will replace the graphics card
Yeah,
if they blow up during that scenario. Um,
if they can
but
get a graphics
but
card.
most people no, but that's the people who own the graphics cards.
But oh yeah,
So
right,
it's
okay, yeah.
not New World. New World are not doing it because it's not really New World's fault.
Right.
The actual manufacturers of the graphics cards are the people that are kind of backing it up a little bit, which is still a bit difficult in this genre of getting graphic cards and stuff like this, right? But that's fine. I know we're a way to finish up, but I just wanted to point something out to you that you might not have heard about, right? And it's not because it's not really affected anyone here, but knowing that graphics cards are actually quite difficult to get for PC gamers and stuff. At the moment, there's a company in America, like I think it's America and Canada based. It's called Newegg. You've heard of it?
I have, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Newegg. Okay, so
Yeah.
like PC game component place, right? So they have been selling graphics cards, top
Right.
of the line graphics cards, but at the same time they've been selling them as a bundle deal. So you can only buy one if you buy it with power supplies, right?
Right. Okay.
It seems like a fair thing. People do it all over the place. You know, you can buy a motherboard and it comes with a CPU, or you can buy it comes with RAM, right? You wouldn't think it's a problem. However, almost over 50% of them have blew up
Good deal.
the power supplies. Like, and they'll take or potentially take some of your components with it. So you've spent all this time, you know, trying to find a decent graphics card because of the shortage of graphics cards. You buy one from Newegg, they send you a power supply with it, which you've got to pay for. You use the power supply, and apparently the overload protection on them is set too high.
Right.
But they're claiming that the overload protection is set too high, and they're just going to lower the overload protection. But that's a lot of crap. That's not how they work. And yeah, effectively, they're just blowing up, and then
Good deal.
blowing people's graphics cards up. They will say they'll replace them and stuff like this, but what they also found was when people were going back to Newegg to say their power supply blew up, they wouldn't let them return the power supply, even faulty, unless they returned their graphics card as well.
So they were knackered. They had nothing then.
Uh, it's just an absolute like. Apparently, the manufacturers of the power supplies, I think it's like a Seasonic one and a Gigabyte one. They've both come out and said that they'll replace them with working ones. I don't know which one of them is going to pay for your graphics card if your graphics card blows up. You'd have to go back to Newegg for that one. But the fact that Newegg are doing it, because I'm not being funny, they must know. And the reason why I say they must know, apparently the reviews for the same two power supplies that you can buy in this deal are generally okay.
Right.
Which would suggest that the only ones they're selling on their own, like not on their own, in the bundle, are actually blowing up graphics cards and blowing themselves up, is something that they're clearly aware of and clearly knew could happen. Because that's why they're bundling them in the first place.
Need to do a bit more testing, or at least friggin'.
Yeah,
know.
there's quite a lot going on about it, but I just think it's pretty mental. And the biggest issue is you can't really do anything about it because it would have to burn your house down or someone get injured by it before
Before they'll
anyone
do
could
anything.
before anyone could claim any kind of thing on that. Which I thought was a pretty funny one. So.
Alright, well. Moral of the story is don't buy a Newegg graphics card. A power supply.
Just be wary of that bundle at the moment.
Right. We're running very, very short of time, so I want to try and kind of wrap this up. But very quickly, I just want to say that in future recordings, we'll let you know, and we'll be doing things like play days, or so you can join in with us, street live streams, other recordings of games and stuff like that. But we'll make you aware of those as and when we know what's going on. I know that's been something that somebody's mentioned, so we'll get on with that.
Yeah. So that's feedback that you're getting from the podcast, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if you're listening on the podcast, you can send us feedback that way.
Yeah.
You can send us feedback if you're watching on YouTube. Just leave a comment below. That's fine.
Yeah.
And if you want any other ways of doing it, obviously there's the
Yeah.
Facebook page, which we've got links to, which you could kind of messages and stuff in there as well. So
And we have
please let us know.
Instagram as well.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah.
Discord will follow.
Yeah.
Not quite there yet with Discord, but
No.
not for the public side anyway.
No. At the
But
minute,
that
it's
will
just our
follow.
recording platform. But yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. But yeah, let us know. Like if you feel like, even if this was more live streamed, if that would be something that you'd be interested in, and the play dates and stuff like that, we definitely want to get out there and build a little bit of a community going on
Yeah.
with ourselves.
We want to get more people involved, more people to join us and do some more stuff. Feel
Yeah,
free.
yeah,
You're welcome.
definitely, absolutely.
Right. So yeah, let's I think wrap it up there, and then we will go and
Sounds
play a
good.
bit of e-football. I don't like calling
Yeah,
it e-football. Let's go and play some PES.
it's called Pez. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, keep it with us, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you've been listening to HCG. I am Craig, formerly, aka,
Formerly.
yeah, yeah. Nobody calls me by this, but yeah, also known as Z Crisis 2 on all social media, Xbox Live. This bellend next to me. Go on, I'll let you.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'm Mike. My gamer tag is Iron Mike 2. Yeah, join us on some stuff. Send us some invites and we'll
Yeah.
jump with some people. But
Just,
thanks for
just,
listening.
just so you know, yeah, if you are listening, we do. We have a video version of this that goes out on YouTube, Facebook, and whatnot. If you're watching this and you want to listen to us on the go and listen to us talk bollocks, then you can download our podcast version, which is available on most podcast platforms. Spotify being one of the main ones. I do post up the RSS feed, which you can get off. I think you can get off the Spotify one anyway, and you can listen to that on your own podcast platform there. So yeah, that's
Fair enough.
it. HCG episode 8 out. Thank you for
See
listening.
ya.
Catch you
Thanks.
later.
Bye.